Yeah, so hi everyone. Today we have a special guest on our channel. We have Naz with us. So Naz, would you like to introduce yourself?
So, hi everyone, hi Ashish. My name is Naaz. Currently, I'm working as a SD in Oracle. So, uh, more talking about myself, I graduated in 2023 from NIT Jalandhar. Uh, yeah, that's a short introduction around me. You will get to know more about myself in the video.
Yes, and we'll get to know her journey to Oracle. So start us off with your interview experience. Over to you, Naz. Tell us how it happened, what all were there.
So it started with the O8 test. It was of 90 minutes, I would say. There was
Okay.
a API question, one which you can code in Python or JavaScript, uh, and there was a DSA question and one SQL question. So DSA question, I would say, was hard for me uh, because I was not able to solve the entire question. There was one test case that was left, but I solved the API question and SQL question, so that was the thing. And beside that, there were few MCQs on trees and binary search that I can recall. That was like 4 to 5 trees and binary search MCQs also. So that was OA test, which I cleared. Then there was three interviews. First two were like technical, and third were like behavior plus technical. That was taken by like by a hiring manager who is like taking the who is responsible for the hiring. Yeah, that's a bit for the interview part. Talking about like how the interview went, what was the difficulty level. I would say first round was like bit about around my introduction, as I have a decent resume where I can discuss about my projects, about my experience. So the interviewer was curious to know about that. So we have a decent conversation on my like hackathons projects. It was like a 35 minutes to 40 minutes interview where we discussed around 15 minutes on my resume. The rest was on like oops and two to three questions. One of them was easy and two of them was like medium level. Like one of them was from English type. There was one topic I would say you should cover when you are like preparing for Oracle, that is Linglish. They do ask question from Linglish, so that I was prepared. So I like gave the answer. So yeah, I cleared the first round. Then there was a second round in which that was, I would say, a bit tricky for me because the interviewer didn't stick to a pattern. They were asking me from the C basics also, and like they were asking different topics. Do you know about like software cycle? So that's the thing. And he also asked me like around some topics that I was not aware, but yeah, we have discussion around it, how we will approach to that. Yeah, the OOPS, DSA, C basics, and software cycle, I would say CS fundamentals. That second round was like that was a like I would say a roller coaster for me because I was not prepared that he will ask me around like this basics. I was just preparing like CS fundamentals and DSA.
Yeah.
So yeah, this was about my second round of interview. And yeah, one more thing I forgot to mention, that they were also continuously asking me questions from the resume. They go through my projects and ask me if you have made this project, why you use this library, can we use this? So yeah, they were like observing all the things like have you made the resume right, or you have faked
Khud
your
se.
resume? Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's the thing, that you should know everything from your resume, what you are mentioning in your resume. That's the thing. And the third round, let's come to the third round. That was behavior plus technical round, more around behavior round. So, what I have read earlier when I was going through interview, that they will ask puzzles. So I was prepared for that. They try to check your like IQ, how you approach to the problem. They like I if I remember a question, they give me a like real life issue. If I live here, this happens, what you will do. So this was the questions I was asked in my third interview. Beside that, there were one like I would say medium to medium level, thoda like harder side, but a medium level DSA question. So that's how my three interviews went. After that, I got selected in Oracle, and I'm currently working in CGBU. That's Communication Global Business Unit.
Okay, so I guess that seems like a lot, right? They pretty much asked everything that you can imagine,
Yeah,
all the way for DSA,
yeah.
CS fundamental, even SDLC, pretty much
Mhm.
everything. So, for obviously for cracking such an interview, you need to have all the necessary skills. You need to have a good preparation strategy. So, how was it for you? Like, how did you prepare to, come on a level you can go through the rounds easily?
Okay. So as I told you, I was prepared for DSC, but I was not prepared like for like CS fundamentals. So when I got selected in OA, I go through some of the playlist of like let's say OS. I know some basics of that, but I was not that much prepared. Though I go through all the like 2 3 subjects of CS that I can do like what I can do in 2 to 3 days after before my interviews. So the topics I was not sure of, like let's say networking. I was not prepared at that time of networking. I told the interviewer that I haven't revised it, but you can ask me around cloud computing or maybe OS or maybe OOPS. So he was like, okay, we will go through that topics only. It's totally depends upon the interview. I would say he was
And your
all
luck.
my yeah luck. I would say all my interviews were like good, I would say, because they were listening to me, and they were not easy to me, but they were good enough that what I know they were asking around that, and they were judging me on that basis only. They were not asking me out of the box questions that okay, I will ask you a question around networking only if you don't haven't revised it. So yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Talking about my like study or how I prepared for Oracle, go through the medium level questions from lead code. I would say that's sufficient. Don't You don't need to prepare for graphs, or like I would say, um, they might ask you for DP, but that's the rarest case. The questions will be on trees, linked list, and the basic recursion questions. So that's not that they will ask you the toughest question. They will ask you the medium level questions to check your DSA and how you approach it. They just need to check it how you approach it and how you handle the situation, and how strong is your basic. That, as I told you, they were asking me questions from C, because we all know that. Like we go through C++, but we forget to revise these basics, how header file works, how the code compiles, and how everything works out after that. So that's the thing I have noticed, that Oracle asked the basics of everything instead of going to the higher levels. Go through all the basics and don't start any new topic before the interview if you don't have time. Just go through the topics that you have prepared. Tips will be uh, prepare for some puzzles, oops, and one like coding language. If you are coding in Java, if you are coding in C++, so there is a myth that Oracle should will hire only Java people. That's not true. In my team I'm working with C++ and I code in C++ only. So that's the thing, that when I was going for my interview, I was like not confident that I will be selected. But no, that's not the thing, that you should know Java. If you are comfortable in any programming language, you are good to go. So prepare that only. Don't start preparing Java before your interview. That will not give a good impression in front of interviewer.
So, like, having Java as your primary language is not going to give any, like, sort of advantage, that much advantage over other candidates.
I would say that if the like hiring manager or a specific team is required that language, that will add a brownie point. Of course, if you are like, if they are hiring for from a pool of people, that will add a brownie point because they require a Java people, so they will give extra point to that person. But if you are good and stand your resume stand out beside that other people, you will get selected.
All right, understood. So, on a final note, to all of the people who are watching this interview, this podcast, what advice would you like to them? The freshers who also want to crack a company like Oracle, what advice would you like to give them?
I would say that firstly solve the OA. Then only you can enter the interview process. I would
Yeah.
say that. Next, stay confident and prepare what you have already prepared. Don't touch the new topics
Hmm.
because you will got confused before your interview, and that will not give a good impression in front of interviewer. And be honest to the interviewer what you know and what you don't know. Yeah, the topics we have discussed go through puzzles, medium level
Hmm.
questions, and linked lists, as we say. It's not a stick pattern that Oracle will ask from this only. That's
Yeah.
my experience, what I am sharing. Yeah, go through these topics and you can crack it. Oracle, it's not like, guys, a big deal. If you have prepared for it, you will crack it.
Hmm. Okay, great. So I guess that covers pretty much everything about cracking a company like Oracle. So thanks a lot, Nas. If someone still has any doubt, I'll give Nas LinkedIn in the description. You guys can follow her from there. She creates some good content there as well. So again, thanks a lot for sharing all of this with me and the subscribers. I hope it'll help a lot of students. Thank you.
Thanks, Ashish, for having me for this like video. Yeah, thank you so much.